Hi, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. In today's video, we're going to be looking at strings. Now, don't switch off just yet. I know strings aren't exactly the most interesting subject to do a video on, but for most of my guitar playing career, I've used a single brand of string. Now to the point where I go and buy a 25 multi-pack box that sits on my shelf up there because it will last me 6 months, say, and every time I need a set of strings, I can just sort of pick up that box, pick up a guitar and easily change my strings. Now, recently, I've been a little bit disillusioned with the quality of those strings because I've been finding that even though I'm buying a new box, some of those strings are actually tarnished. So I'm looking around to see if I can find another brand of string. As you can probably tell from my accent, I come from Great Britain. And what I'd like to do is to support a British company that makes strings. Now, there are a couple. And today, what I'm going to be looking at are Newtone Strings. Newtone Strings are a company that's based in Derbyshire in the UK. And these strings aren't actually that much more than, say, like the multi-packs of strings that I've been buying. So what I'd like to do in today's video is to see if these strings actually sound better than the strings that I'm currently using. Now, these strings that are on this guitar I put on about sort of 4 days ago. I haven't used this guitar, so essentially these are new strings. So what I'm going to do in today's video is to play, or try and play, the same things. One with the set of strings that I've got on at the moment, which is by one of the major brands. And then I'm going to try and play exactly the same thing with the Newtone Strings. Now, I've pre-recorded everything so far with this set of strings. So what I need to do now is change this set of strings, and then we're going to come back in a minute and I'm going to compare the two. Okay, so I've got the strings on. Now, actually, before I start anything else, I just got to say this isn't a sponsored video. Newtone Strings aren't paying me to make this video. But acoustically, these strings sound immediately more, I'm going to use the word zingy. But you guys know what I'm talking about. So I don't know why that is. I don't know what the difference is. And it's not, I mean, the other set of strings were basically a new set of strings. They've just been on the guitar for a few days. And as I said, they haven't been played. But immediately more zingy. Let's have a listen to the two sets of strings side by side and we'll compare the two. So there you go. Now, listening back to the results, I'm actually quite shocked on how different these sets of strings are. Now, granted, the set of the original strings came from a multi-pack box, and that multi-pack box is probably 3 months old at the moment, but that box has been sealed and it never gets left open. But even so, you can still, one, hear the difference acoustically, hear the difference when it's amplified, and they feel different as well. There's something about these strings, acoustically, they sound completely different, and I never thought that. I never thought that two sets of strings would actually sound different. Now, these are exactly the same type of strings. They're not sort of coated or anything, so technically they should sound more or less the same. Tension wise, the Newtones do feel slightly tighter, even though they are exactly the same gauge, but personally I don't mind that at all. Personally, I think the lower strings on the original set do feel a little bit flubby for me. And it's a very minute thing, but it does make a difference. So there you go. I am genuinely shocked on how different these strings sound and feel, at least to my ears. Now, as I said, Newtone are not sponsoring this video. If you want to check out Newtone Strings, I will leave the link in the description, but I'd highly recommend at least checking them out. Anyway, I'm Paul from the Studio Rats. I really hope you guys got something out of this. If you did get something out of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, click on the bell button, and you'll be notified of any future video that comes out from the Studio Rats. I'm Paul, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.